Good morning, everyone. I'm Priscilla, and I teach the yoga classes at Warren, and I am delighted that you're joining me this morning for some yoga. All you need is a mat or a towel. You'll notice I have my mat on a rug. That just makes it a little softer surface. On a hardwood is fine as well. Just be sure you're not going to be in a position to slip, and you do want to have bare feet. And just a word to any of you who are watching that are unfamiliar with yoga, maybe you've never practiced it before, I would recommend that it's best that you might just watch through most of it, because it's very difficult in yoga to be watching a screen and doing the poses properly. So you may want to get familiar by watching this first time, and then it'll be available for you to do again. Otherwise, those of you that have practiced with me a lot, you can just mostly listen to my verbal cues and you'll just do fine. So we'll get started now. I did want to show you a few props that are available that you can just use around the house. Yoga blocks look something like this. This is just a box I found around the house, but it's pretty much the exact shape of a yoga block. I'll show you how it can be used. Straps can be used in yoga, and I'll show you how, but this is just a very flexible belt that's made of cloth that I'm using. And then some people like to use a rolled up towel in certain poses, so you can certainly grab a towel from around the house. So hopefully I won't forget to show uses of those as we move along. I hope you're sitting now on your mat, ankles crossed if that's comfortable for you. If not, just feel free to move those legs out a little bit so that they're not so tightly in if that hurts. Let's begin with getting our breathing going correctly. Hands can just rest on the knees as the shoulders are relaxed. Close your eyes and breathing through the nose. Inhale deeply. And then still through the nose. Exhale. Make some noise as that air comes out. And you want to keep your breathing that way throughout the whole time, in and out through the nose. Let's start with just some gentle, slow stretches as we move into more intense stretches as we get warmed up. Let's start with our neck, and I'd like you to inhale again using that good breathing technique, lifting through the neck as you inhale. Exhale, let's drop the chin down to the chest and just let it keep dropping, getting that chin as close to your chest as you can. Now just with a roll of your head, let your head roll towards your right shoulder. We'll hold it there just briefly. Keep that rolling going and let it roll back. And keep that rolling motion. Let it roll over towards your left shoulder, ear to shoulder, and then back down, chin to chest. Let's take that in the opposite direction. So the head's still hanging. Let's roll the ear towards the left shoulder. Then let it roll on back, rolling over the right shoulder, and then back down to the chest. And nice inhale as you lift that head. Exhale, relax. Let's drop those arms by our sides now, and inhale, taking them up, 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 look up, stretch up. Exhale, bring them back down. Let's stretch our sides now with this next inhale up. Use 2 fingers from your right hand. Grab the left wrist and let's pull to the right. Nice gentle stretch up the left side. Inhaling, both arms straight back up. 2 fingers from the left hand, grab the right wrist, and exhale, pulling to the left. And inhale, both arms back up. As you exhale, bring your hands behind you, keeping the fingers facing you, then let the weight go back into your arms. Now, shoulder blades should feel squeezed together a bit here. And as you release the weight there, let's push the chest up, bringing the shoulder blades even closer together. Drop your head back if that feels okay for you. You can hold it up. Opening up the chest. And we'll push our weight back forward. Go ahead and turn those right fingers back now. Bring your left hand to your right knee. And let's push against that knee for a twist. Taking your head back. Trying to look over your right shoulder. And we'll bring it the other way. Right hand to the left knee. Left hand turned back right at the base of your spine. Pushing against that left knee as we twist. And moving back to the front now. You ready to straighten out those legs? Let's turn one way on our mat. Straighten those legs out in front of you. That feels good now. Feet are flexed back towards you. Back's nice and straight. We're going to inhale the arms up shoulder high. And then our exhale is just going to be a hinge forward. So we're reaching out, trying to get our hands over the toes if that's possible. And then you can just lower them down. The back will round a bit. And we want to stretch the backs of our legs. That's what we're trying to do here. And this is where you can use a strap for forward bends like this. Wrapping them around your feet and holding on to the strap if you can't quite reach the toes. So that's where that strap can come in handy for you if you're a little inflexible. Or you may just have really long legs. Now we'll inhale and bring those arms back up. Exhale, let's straighten up. We'll drop the hands down now. Just start sliding them back, and we're going to bend our knees, planting our feet. And right here, we'll take an inhale and exhale, bringing ourselves up into tabletop pose. So we've got a straight line. Knee to shoulders, having to squeeze those glutes in, nice flat abs, holding, and you can release that on down. Now we're going to swing our legs around behind us and come up on all fours. Now when we're on all fours, we got our hands right under shoulders, and knees are directly under our hips. Might help to have your fingers spread apart. And we'll do a traditional cat-cow pose here to stretch our backs. So now with a flat back, let's inhale and exhale. Round your back, tuck your pelvis a bit, and tuck your chin under. So slowly move into this. And round that back as much as you can. Now the counter pose to that we call cow. We'll normally curl the toes, pressing them into the mat, dropping through the belly. Lifting your head now so that your chin is stretched upward. And you've got a different stretch, new places. And let's go back to one more cat. Feet are flat again, chin tucked, back rounded. And one more cow. Pressing the toes in, dropping through the belly, lifting the chin. And just relax the back to flat, feet as well again. I want to show you one use for this towel right now while we're here. Whenever we go into child's pose, we normally sit back on the heels. Some people have trouble getting that far down. So this is where you would use the towel, pressing it there underneath the tops of your legs as you stretch those arms out in front, sitting back down as much as you can. Forehead falls to the mat. So this is extended child's pose, arms stretched out. And we'll come back up out of that. And remember, you can use this towel anytime you need to when we're in that type of position. One more thing now, while we're on all fours, we're going to thread the needle. And some of you are familiar with this. We're going to put the right hand in the center, pick up your left arm, thread it through as the left shoulder and the left side of your head are going to drop down to the floor. And we'll let our head rest on the floor. The left arm's hovered over the floor, just the head is rested, and the right hand. And then if you want a little bit more, you can take that right arm and bring it behind your back. And hold the pose here, breathing through. And let's put that right hand back. If you moved it, push yourself back up, threading that arm back. And now we'll move the left hand into the center. And we're going to pick up the right arm and thread it under and through, dropping now the right side of our face. And that arm's hovered over the floor, the side of the head on the mat. And if you wish, you can take the arm back behind your back. And let's put that left hand back, push ourselves back up, both hands on the mat. And now we're going to curl our toes and just press ourselves up to downward facing dog. So both feet are on the mat about hips width apart or wider. Hands spread so that they're still under your shoulders, but your shoulders are pressed back now. Your bottom up nice and high, and the head's hanging between your arms. Sometimes it helps to shake it a little bit to be sure it's hanging loose. So a lot of good stretches going on here. And we can add one just a moment by inhaling, rising up on our tippy toes, and exhale, press your heels down. Inhale, back up high. Exhale, press down. Inhale up. Exhale, press down. Now let's look up. Step your right foot up and your left foot up. We'll hang here and slowly roll yourself up, straightening one bit of your spine at a time. Head stays down until the shoulders get up, and then your head comes up. Now let's turn and walk down to the end of our mat, facing away, and we'll do several sun salutations. Get our blood flowing well right now. Let's inhale those arms out and all the way up. Exhale, swan diving forward, hands flat, step back to a plank. Holding that plank briefly, we're going to lower to crocodile, hover, whatever you want to call it. Then curling over the toes, pressing upward into upward facing dog. Notice legs are off the floor, and then press ourselves right back up to downward facing dog. So that's how it flows. Let's go through again, adding. Let's step that right foot up, left foot up, hanging over the legs. Inhale the arms out and all the way up, and exhale down. And let's go through, adding something else. Inhaling the arms up, exhale, swan diving forward, hands flat, step back to plank. Now let's just hold this plank a little bit, getting a little core work in here. Let's count. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now lower into that hover, curl over the toes, pressing upward, and let's take it back to downward facing dog. And while we're holding this, shift the weight into your left leg so that you can point those right toes. Let's inhale, bring that leg way up high. Exhale, bring it back down. Again, inhale, bring it up high. Exhale, lower it down. Weight in the right leg, free up the left leg, point the toes. Inhale that leg way up high. Exhale it down. Inhale it back up. And exhale it down. Take a breath. Relax. Now look up and let's just step the right foot forward and turn the left toes. So right toes facing away, left toes facing forward, and we want alignment between the heel and the arch of the other foot. We're going to do triangle pose, move it into warrior and side angle. So we'll just flow those through. Let's begin by inhaling the arms up, shoulder high. Exhale as you take that upper body and stretch, trying to reach across the room. And continue down, bringing that hand down to the ankle bone. Turning to look up at the left arm. Now this is where that yoga block can come in handy. If you can't quite make it that far down, fingertips can touch the block. If you can't even make it that far down, hand can rest on that block. So as we come back out of that, we're going to inhale, just sort of windmilling back up. Exhale, bend that left knee, 90-degree bend in that knee. And we're looking now out over the right arm for a beautiful warrior pose. Not holding everything today as long as I would in class, just so we can fit as much in a short time. Trying to stick to 30 minutes today. And now let's bring the elbow down to the knee. Take the left arm up, looking up. And then for a big old stretch, bring that arm over so that up the left side, you've got a nice long stretch. And we'll inhale, bringing the upper body back up. Exhale, straighten that knee, drop your arms. Now we need to do that on the other side. So let's switch out toes. Right toes will now be forward, left toes turned out. Inhale those arms back up. Exhale, stretching and dropping down for triangle. Both legs are straight. Looking up now at the right arm. And let's rotate that to warrior. Bending that knee. Nice 90-degree bend. And looking now to the left. And let's take the elbow down to the knee. Right arm's up, we're looking up. And we can deepen, straightening that arm. And let's inhale, rotating back up. Exhale, straighten the knee, drop your arms. Now while legs are already apart, bring both toes forward and just start moving your legs as far apart as you can on your mat. Nice and wide. You're going to feel a lot of stretching here. Don't stop too soon. We can do a good twist from here, getting some good inner thigh stretching in. Let's inhale the arms up and exhale. Just take yourself halfway towards the floor. We call this airplane at this point. And we're going to drop our right palm to the floor. And again, you can use the block if you need to right here. The left arm is going to go around and up like a clock hand, up to pointing upward, and we're trying to look at it as much as you can. And we'll bring the left hand down. We'll place it where the right hand was and take the right arm around and up. We'll twist right with it and look up. And let's bring the right arm back. Now we can hang out here a little bit. We won't do it long, but I just want to show you. You can bend your elbows now. Let the top of your head fall towards the floor. You can cross your arms, crisscross those forearms. Try to press them to the floor and let the top of your head rest there. You could have the block and have your hands or forearms on the block. Just some deep breaths here. Getting a good long stretch. Now let's put both palms there and press ourselves where our arms are straight. Just lift your gaze a little ways out from those fingertips. And let's inhale, arms back out, back flat. Exhale, take it the rest of the way up and drop your arms. Now sometimes a good way to work your ankles a little bit is to come out of this by heel toe in. So you can bring your toes in, then heels, then toes, then heels, until you're back standing. We'll do a quick attempt at balance before we go back to the floor to do our final poses. So I thought we might try dancer's pose. So you want to take a step with your left leg and put all your weight in it. Now reach back, grab your right foot. Okay, I'll try again. Got to find that focus. Find that focus. All right, once you're stable, you can pull that leg back, stretching the left arm forward. Abs tight helps, and finding one spot to stare at. So this is dancer's pose. As you get comfortable, you can lift that leg higher and higher. So it takes a lot of determination to do a balanced pose well. All right, right leg now will be our weighted leg. We'll grab the left foot. And if you feel steady enough, extend that right arm out, pulling the left leg back. Remember, tight abs helps you hold and staring at a spot. All right, good job and good sport if you tried that. All right, let's take it back now down to the mat. We'll do some finishing up things. We'll straighten our legs again. I want you to feel how different it feels now. You'll probably be able to reach further down more easily than we did earlier. So we'll just inhale the arms out and up and exhale with a forward fold. This time just rounding your back on out over those legs and dropping your head through your arms. Holding it here and breathing. And let's just slide those hands up the arms, coming out of that. Drop your hands to the mat and just keep sliding them back and let the weight go back. Now turn your toes to pointed instead of flexed. And right here we're going to inhale and exhale. We're going to push ourselves up into a reverse plank. So you want good lift there in the hips. We should be like a sliding board, straight down from shoulders to the toes. And release on down and let that weight come back into your bottom. I think because of time, I'm going to skip flipping to our tummies, but you all that have been in my classes know Cobra, Bow Pose. Feel free to add those as you do this again or just from memory. So moving towards the end now, I want you to bend both of your knees, slide to somewhere in about the middle of your mat, arms straight, and we're going to slowly roll ourselves down. And let your head rest on the mat, pulling those feet up close to you. And we're going to do our bicycle work, bridge, shoulder stand, and finish up. So, thinking about a strong core, this will work abs and obliques at the same time. So we'll support the head with our hands, elbows straight out. And let's begin picking up the legs. We're going to straighten the left, bring the left elbow to the right knee, and then switch sides. So you want this slow and deliberate. It's not a fast bicycle ride. Inhale to one side, exhale to the other. Look to that side, look to the other side. Just continuing to bicycle. In your free time, sit on the floor and do this. Do at least 30. You can build up to 40 and then 50. Great core strengthener. All right, we'll stop for now and put your feet down right behind you, arms beside you, and we'll do a bridge pose. So inhale in here, let's exhale and just lift the hips up. Now you're squeezing through the glutes to get a good lift here. Arms stay flat and just breathing as you hold. And we're going to lower on down, hugging the knees into the chest. Nice and tight. Now, moving to shoulder stand, this again has options. If you are not used to practicing yoga and haven't done a shoulder stand in years and years and years, I suggest that you simply straighten those legs up. Nice and straight from the hips, toes pointed, engaging the abs. You can remain like that. Those of you who know shoulder stand, have practiced it, and of course, a couple of things, if you have high blood pressure or glaucoma, you don't want to do the full shoulder stand, you can remain like this. Otherwise, with knees bent, we'll get those hips up, supporting ourselves in the back. Getting up nice and high, legs straight, toes pointed. Usually a little bit of an angle so that the legs come towards you, just to be sure the weight is in your shoulders. And again, we're not going to hold this a long time, but this is a wonderful pose to hold up to 3 minutes. And it's not difficult, it doesn't hurt, so it's a good pose to just hold at the end of a work. And we're going to have to come on out of that because I do want you to relax and to show you that. So I'm just going to bring my back on down, leaving the legs straight, and slowly lower them. Just a little more work for strengthening the core by lowering those legs slowly. Now once they're down, I want you to take the feet apart and let them turn out to the sides. And then open those arms out away from you with your palms facing up, fingers relaxed, slightly curled. This is corpse pose. We generally end with this. And now you can simply focus on breathing in and out your nose. Inhales should make your stomach rise up. And exhales, it goes back down. So now breathe, relax. On your exhales, focus on a place you might not have relaxed yet. And I'm going to add a beautiful hymn to this, so stay right where you are.
In the morning when
And after just a few more moments of letting you enjoy this beautiful message, I'll be signing us off. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope your day will be blessed as well as your evening.